Hello guys. You are on the channel Alice Reddit Stories. Enjoy watching. Let me preface this by saying nothing like this has ever happened before, which is what left me so utterly flabbergasted as I had a lot of trust in our relation. My husband, we'll call him Steve, and I planned to get married in Vegas with an entourage last year, but due to COVID we got courthouse married last year and did our wedding in Vegas this year for our 1-year anniversary. We like to have fun, so our Vegas plans did include hitting a strip club. The day before our wedding, we were all supposed to go to the club together, but I drank too much and was confined to bed, so my husband and some friends hit the strip club and I stayed at the hotel. Cool, no big deal. He didn't come home until 7 a.m. Still cool, not ideal to get married on no sleep, but if it doesn't bother him, it doesn't bother me. He gets home and starts talking about 2 strippers he met, one who wants to come to our wedding, we'll call her Stella. She told him she didn't want to be weird and she had a boyfriend, but our wedding sounded cool and she wanted to come. Again, cool, we had the room as it wasn't a formal wedding, and what's a Vegas wedding without a stripper from the night before? Then he tells me about the other stripper, who he thinks wanted to have a threesome with us because she said his wife sounded hot and he invited her to the wedding also. I didn't really say much to that. He's mentioned wanting to have a threesome before and it has never been off the table, but we have only really discussed briefly and vaguely, like we might do that someday. He also got both of their numbers to send them the wedding info, but that is where things start to go downhill. For a majority of the time leading up to the wedding, we didn't spend our time separate before the wedding since we are already married. He is talking about how he really thinks they're going to show up and he can't believe strippers are coming to our wedding. Like he talked about almost nothing else. Not the greatest vibe for a bride on her wedding day who is expecting to be her husband's main focus. But it didn't bother me much at the time because I assumed he was just excited and maybe a little high on Vegas. Wedding time rolls around and Stella actually shows. She's gorgeous and sweet, and we decide we might visit her at the club later that night since I missed out the night before and was a little bummed. We part ways and head out to take our wedding portraits. And my husband is still talking about Stella, but now it's about what club she will be at and when later that evening. At one point he even referred to her as his Vegas girlfriend to our friends, which made me uneasy, but I laughed it off as a joke and again figured he was high on Vegas. We head to dinner and husband is sucked into his phone, barely speaking to me and still managing to rush me to meet up with our friends to go see Stella. We meet up with our friends, bar hop for a bit, then head to Stella's club with the expectation that we'll stay for an hour because at late everyone is pretty beat. We get there, and after about 10 minutes Stella comes over to hang out. Steve wants to get a couple's lap dance. I tell him I don't want to but to go without me. I would prefer to sit back and tip the girls dancing on the pole, as I am very sober, couldn't drink after partying too hard the day before, and at this point feeling a little awkward as my husband seems very into Stella. After several minutes of being talked into it by Stella and Steve, I uncomfortably agree and we head back. The dance starts and I'm that person that doesn't know what to do with my hands and I'm waiting for it to end. Stella tries her best to make me feel at ease, joking and complimenting me, but it just makes me feel more awkward. Well, that and Steve asking me more than once why I'm being awkward. After several minutes I leave before the dance is over but tell them to finish and they do. Several minutes later, they come back to the group. Stella perches on my chair and tells me that Steve told her we wanted to have a threesome, then she apologetically told me doesn't do that with customers. I'm mortified for several reasons. Because he crossed that professional line and it was disrespectful, especially because he knows she has a boyfriend. He made it sound like I was in on it. Arguably the most important, this man asked someone to have a threesome without discussing it with me. At all. On our wedding night. At this point we've been here about an hour, and our friend group decided to leave. All of us. Except my husband. He opted to stay at the strip club alone, with the girl who just shot him down for a threesome, while all of his friends and his wife went back to the hotel. To be fair, he did ask me if it was okay and I said it was, because at this point I don't have it in me to explain to this man all the ways he has disrespected me. He gets home an hour or two later and asks me if I'm mad and I unleash on him, but I don't get far before he cuts me off by continuously saying, "I'm sorry. I'm an asshole," until I stop even trying to talk about it. We go to bed and in the morning he tells me he apologized to Stella and deleted her contact info, leave for our 5-day honeymoon and don't discuss it again, except for once when he informs me that Stella appreciated the apology but said it wasn't necessary and that she wants us to come see her next time we're in Vegas. Great. I spent our honeymoon either stoned, not a healthy crutch, I know, but it was the only thing that made it bearable, which allowed me to occasionally forget the incident, or silently fuming, wondering if I was overreacting, afraid to go off if this wasn't actually as big of a deal as I thought it was, because he obviously didn't think it was. He asked me multiple times if I was okay. Every time I gave a half-hearted fine. We returned home and I told my best friend the story, because I needed to talk to someone about it, and I needed her to tell me if all of the concerns were in my head and I was overreacting. She confirmed that my concerns were valid. I was not overreacting. That night I confronted my husband and actually got to speak. When I finished, he apologized. He said he thought a threesome was what I wanted because I was excited when he brought it up earlier that day. No, I wasn't. He said he knew he fucked up, but didn't bring it up sooner because he thought I wanted to wait until after vacation to discuss it. Right, why wouldn't I want this to hang over our vacation like a rain cloud, instead of working through it? What should I do? I thought this man was my future, we have dogs together and we're discussing kids. I don't want to give up on it so easily, but I don't know if I can get past this. It's not just what he did in Vegas, it's how he behaved afterwards. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. There are many interesting stories ahead of you.